Hi, my name is Will the Gamer, and today I want to make a quick video on armor. Sorry I haven't posted in a while, my headset broke, and the new headset I have makes it sound like I'm on an airfield. But anyways, today I wanted to make a short video on how upgrading gear works. I made this nifty little diagram to try and give you the concept for my perfect system of gearing. So let's go over this little diagram, shall we? This diagram represents an example of upgrading a piece of armor from Tier 1 to Tier 2. This would probably be a plate piece of armor, as other pieces of armor will require different things, like either more cloth or more leather, etc., etc. However, each armor design will have at least one of the three different types. So on the left we have metal. Metal additions to armor will always add to the armor value, but will also add other effects. You will have to choose as the player which effect you want most. Reflect, for instance, deals some of the magical damage dealt to you back at the attacker, while Mana Nullifier reduces the amount of magical damage taken. Now you might ask yourself, why would I do that instead of just getting Reflect? Well, that's because of higher percentages. Even a Tier 5 piece of armor would probably only be able to reflect about 3% of the damage back, whereas the mana nullifying enhancement might reduce the damage taken by 25. And considering how many armor pieces you'll have, you can probably stack it up pretty high. Conceptually, I think that more armor pieces makes the game more interesting and gives it more to do. As such, my perfect MMO would have the following armor slots: helmet, shoulder guards, gauntlets, bracers, greaves, belt, chest piece, and leggings, though on many sets the chest piece and leggings will be one item. And this is just the visible armor pieces. There will also be necklaces, rings, earrings, and trinkets. More specifically, 1 necklace, 2 trinkets, 2 earrings, and 4 rings. Though these items will not act like the main armor pieces where you upgrade them piece by piece, you simply build the highest quality that you can. They also won't have the same stats as main armor pieces, but will instead provide different bonuses. Anyways, I've been getting way off topic. Besides metal, the next section is considered cloth, leather, or padding. Like metal, each one of these will add a small amount of armor depending on the type you add. Certain items will require that you use either cloth, leather, or padding, however, so you can't just mix and match. For our plate piece, you will need padding. Padding on plate armor can add several different effects. This can include simply higher armor, physical damage absorption, and even the ability to increase your dodge chance. If this were a cloth piece, for instance, it would have different effects, like increased mana flow or casting speed. Now the last piece I want to talk about is magical enchantments. Unlike the metal, cloth, padding, and leather that you'll get from processing and gathering, the magical enchantments must be gathered from monsters. All monsters have a rare chance of dropping a green, blue, or even purple grade item. These pieces can be used for magical enchantment, though they will often have to be processed first. The higher the grade of the magical enchantment item, the higher the grade the armor needs to be in order to use it on it, and also the higher the rarity of the monsters actually dropping it. For instance, skeleton warriors summoned by a lich have a chance of dropping a green piece of skeleton bone. This bone can be processed and then used within necromancer armor. This would get their armor from Tier 1 to Tier 2, and also give them specific bonuses. The skeleton bone, for instance, will increase their raised skeleton ability. Alternatively, using a Gigaraph femur would instead increase the damage of Bone Spear. Each time you upgrade to a new tier of the same armor piece, the benefits of the previous tier are reduced by 50%. In this way, you will have to plan as a player what kind of gear you want to end up with. Seeing as how you cannot downgrade to a previous tier of armor, any changes you make will be final. Meaning you're going to really have to know what you want ahead of time, otherwise you're going to be screwed in the end. This will also mean that most people will have multiple different types of armor sets. If my perfect concept of an MMO were to come to fruition, this would be the biggest challenge of the design team, keeping all these different attributes balanced and yet still giving players the ability to customize. There are a few ways around this as far as PvE is concerned, such as making boss fights not DPS or gear dependent. However, this can't be said about PvP. So instead of going for the try and make everything boring and balanced approach, I think the better way of doing it would be instead to make everything overpowered. Obviously with some semblance of balance, you don't want things breaking the game, but you do want your players to feel powerful and like their choices matter. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. Thanks for watching. I'm Will the Gamer, signing out.